Yo, what's going on, guys? Clutch back again with another video for you guys, and today is going to be another custom tactics video. Before we do get into it, if you haven't already, please smash the like button on this video. Drop a comment as well if you have any questions at all, and please smash that sub button. We're about 170 subscribers away from 5k. We're trying to hit there before Christmas. We've got 3 weeks to do it, so anyone who could sub, it'd be massively appreciated. Do you want an amazing team like this? Visit the link in the description down below to get the cheapest and safest coins on FC24 and use code CLUTCH at checkout for 5% off. Now guys, like I said, this is a tactics video and it is one of the best formations in the game. It's an absolute hallmark of FIFA in general, but also FC24 is one of the best. It's the 4-2-2-2. For me, one of my favourite formations in the game. Works basically like a little bit more of a narrow version of a 4-4-2, and I am super excited to give you guys this one, okay? So, defensive style is unbalanced. This is mainly just down to the fact of not liking to use the press tactics on this game. I generally find my players run out of position a lot. They don't stay where I want them to be. They kind of press, but they press in a really crazy, unorganised way. That for me personally, it just means that my players aren't where I need them to be, and for me, I'm a very big person I like to know where my players are. I always play 1 or 2 steps ahead. So if my players aren't where I need them to be, it can really throw me off. So for me personally, I don't like to use tactics, the press tactics, sorry, but it is up to you guys. Now, the width is on 45. This is mainly down to the fact of basically one of my fullbacks is just tuck in and be a little bit narrower. It is really easy to kind of get caught in the trap of trying to stay wide to avoid cutbacks, but also through balls are so threatening this year that for me, I like to tuck those fullbacks in ever so slightly, get them that little bit closer to the centre back, because for me, the hardest through ball run to defend is the run between the fullback and the centre back. For some reason, you get really weird player switching animations and it feels quite glitchy. So for me, if I have it narrower, generally I'll intercept the ball in those spaces anyway before I even really have to even play a switch. Now, my depth is on 71. I know, guys. I know we're all bored of it. I'm bored of it. You're bored of it. But it is just the way to play. I hate it. I wish we could kind of do something else. But it is just the way to do it this year. If you don't know what 71 depth does, basically it makes your team press the ball. It's in like a more organised way. They've changed depth this year. Depth used to just be how high or low your line would sit, whereas now it's actually involved with pressing the ball as well. And there was something found at the start of the game where basically 71 depth put like a really crazy press on. It was almost a bit glitched, and EA still haven't fixed it. And it does just mean that unfortunately everyone kind of has to use it because of how busted it is. Now, build-up play is unbalanced. Again, I just don't really like the use of any of the 3 for this formation specifically. You could definitely use long ball and it be usable in terms of if you're really just trying to sit back, defend and counter-attack. But for me, that's not really how I'm going to be playing. I'm not going to be playing a lot of long through balls. It's mostly going to be about building up the play through the DMs, through the fullbacks, into the attacking players. So for me, just having balance is the best option. I'm never using fast or slow build up with these formations. I could use fast build up if I was really trying to be just attacking, if this was maybe an ultra attacking kind of style, but this is what I'll be using at the start of every game, so there wouldn't be any fast build up here at all. Now, chance creation is on direct passing. If you don't know what direct passing is, I don't know where you've been for the last like 3 years really, because it's been busted for that long. So direct passing basically makes your players with higher attacking positioning and higher sprint speed and acceleration make better in behind runs. Again, this is another one. I know it gets boring for you guys because I do recommend this a lot, but I am trying to recommend the best tactics on the game. This is going to be the best tactic. With through balls being so good this year, it just means that using a chance creation tactic, which gives you the best chance of getting onto through balls, it's just an absolute no-brainer, unfortunately. Now, width is on 40. This is, again, mainly down to the fact of those wire cams. I want them to tuck in and get more involved in the central areas. For me, if you've watched my videos before, you know that I like my wingers to cut inside. I like them to be narrow. I like them to be in better attacking positions and a bit more of aggressive positions. But I do like them starting from wider areas. This is mainly down to the fact of the runs they make can be really hard to defend in these diagonal cutting runs. The AI doesn't seem to really know how to deal with it. And you can get a lot of really good through ball runs and in behind runs by using this and utilising it to the best of your ability. Now, players in the box is on 6. This is mainly just down to the fact of wanting to get the cams in the box, strikers in the box, and also maybe a midfielder or two making some runs in and around the box as well. We do just need extra bodies in for back post crosses, cutbacks, things like that. We just want to make sure we have people on the end of these types of things. And then I do have corners and free kicks on 2. This is mainly just to avoid conceding counter attacks, but also as well with corners there is a very good set piece tactic where you play it short and whip it back post. You generally have a centre back there to head it in at like every time near enough. Now guys, we are going to move on to the instructions. This is how I do have the team laid out. Nothing too crazy there, all pretty self-explanatory why they're there. Apart from maybe Zola, but obviously he's got the finesse playstyle plus, so he flies those in every time. Now, I do have both of my strikers on stay central, getting behind. This is a pretty self-explanatory one. Basically, having your strikers in the central area of the pitch is the best place to have them. They're by far at their most dangerous when they're in behind the centre-backs, making runs, picking up the ball from a little bit deeper maybe, trying to dribble in those central areas. They're so dangerous there. So that's obviously why we have them in the central areas. And then our attacking runs are on getting behind. Obviously, we just spoke about how good through balls are. Having both of our strikers on getting behind means they make about as many through ball runs as they can, which is obviously what we want with how good they are. Now, I do have my wide cams on come back on defence, get into the box across. Now, they are on come back on defence we'll go for 3 reasons. So, we do have them on come back on defence to make sure, obviously, we are as defensively strong as possible. Also, it is because we do actually like to defend this in almost like a 4-4-2 style way. And by having our wide cams on come back on defence, we basically end up playing the 4-4-2 with like the bracket 2-1 with the 2 DMs. It does just mean we are just so much harder to break down. We've got those 2 banks of 4, and it can be so hard to break down, especially if our team gets set back. Like, if people are trying to counter attack, you may not notice it as much. But if we are able to like set back and just defend, it's so impossible to break down. It's a joke. So it's an absolute must-have. And then I do have both of the cams on getting to the box across as well. This is mainly just down to the fact of being available for back post crosses, cutbacks, things like that. We just want them to be available basically to score as many goals as they can. Now, we do have both of our CDMs on stay but while attacking cover centre. Now for me, with the changes this year to basically the removing some of the AI stuff, I like to have as many bodies back as possible, especially for you guys and some of you guys that may struggle with defending. The more bodies you have back, the better. Having both of them on stay but while attacking cover centre does just mean that they'll be as defensive as possible, just trying to protect that back line. They may come up every now and then, but that is fine. Trying to have an extra player or 2 is never a bad thing. But just when we are defending, they'll definitely be there. They'll be as solid as they can, and they just won't really concede any silly goals. Obviously, we don't have either of them on even on balance. They'll both be just sitting back, protecting your back line. I do have my keeper and both my centre backs on default instructions as well. And then I do have both of my fullbacks on stay but while attacking overlap. Again, this is just to make sure we have as many bodies back as possible. But also, they are on overlap. So if we do go forward and when those wide cams do cut in, we have fullbacks basically making overlapping runs to make sure we can cover that wide space and still be as hard to defend as possible. Those overlap runs can be so difficult to defend, and they're just absolutely worth having on. So yeah, guys, hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, please drop a like, drop a comment, smash that sub button because we're trying to hit 5k, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.